Rowan Atkinson, beloved for his iconic portrayal of Mr. Bean, has recently stepped into the public debate over cancel culture and censorship, voicing serious concerns about the UK's legal stance on offensive speech. In a fervent critique, Atkinson took aim at policies championed by Labour leader Keir Starmer, who has advocated for stricter measures to combat hate speech, particularly in the online realm. Atkinson argues that these regulations, though well-intentioned, risk infringing upon fundamental freedoms by stifling open expression. He highlighted instances where individuals faced legal consequences for actions he deemed relatively harmless. Examples include a man who was reportedly detained for calling a police horse gay, and a teenager who labeled Scientology a cult. For Atkinson, these incidents underscore a troubling trend where laws designed to protect against harm may be stretched too far, resulting in the suppression of free speech and public debate. Atkinson's stance reflects a broader concern that society may be over-policing language in ways that restrict diversity of thought and discourage dissenting opinions. By drawing attention to these examples, he aims to spark a conversation about the balance between protecting individuals from genuine harm and preserving the space for open, often challenging discourse that he believes is vital for societal progress. To him, freedom of expression is not only a right but an essential component of a healthy democracy, even when it means tolerating uncomfortable or controversial opinions. Rowan Atkinson's commitment to free speech has been unwavering over the years, marked by his active involvement in advocating for reform of the UK's Public Order Act. Atkinson played a crucial role in the campaign to amend Section 5, a provision that allowed authorities to arrest individuals for making insulting comments, even if those comments caused no actual harm. He argued that laws like Section 5 grant authorities excessive discretion, opening the door to criminalizing trivial expressions or dissenting opinions. Atkinson's concerns extend beyond isolated incidents of over-policing. He views this as part of a larger trend where laws are increasingly used to curb speech that may be controversial or unpopular. He contends that by equipping authorities with such broad powers, society risks eroding the right to free expression and fostering an environment where outrage becomes a tool to silence those with differing views. Atkinson's stance reflects his belief in a fundamental principle that open dialogue, even if uncomfortable, is essential to a free society. His advocacy emphasizes the need for laws that protect individuals from genuine harm without stifling the robust exchange of ideas crucial to democracy. Keir Starmer's approach to free speech, shaped by his legal expertise, emphasizes a careful balance between preserving open expression and protecting against harmful rhetoric. Under his leadership, the Labour Party has introduced policies aimed at curbing offensive speech, particularly on social media, with the goal of shielding vulnerable communities from abuse and harassment. Proponents argue that these measures are necessary to foster a safer online environment, especially for those disproportionately affected by hate speech and targeted attacks. However, critics like Rowan Atkinson and others worry that such policies could stifle legitimate debate and diminish the space for provocative or challenging speech. From Atkinson's perspective, offensive speech deserves protection as long as it doesn't cause real harm. He warns that too many restrictions risk eroding the principle of free expression, potentially leading to a form of censorship that suppresses unpopular or controversial ideas. The concern is that policies designed to safeguard can, if unchecked, unintentionally blur the line between protection and repression, raising difficult questions about the limits of free speech in a democratic society. What's your take on this debate? Should there be stricter controls to prevent online abuse, or does this risk encroaching on free speech? Let us know in the comments below. Atkinson's critique underscores a broader cultural tension surrounding free expression in today's society. He argues that a growing new intolerance is taking hold, one where individuals who claim to stand against hate sometimes end up silencing voices they simply disagree with. In Atkinson's view, this trend stifles society's ability to grow through open dialogue and constructive critique, weakening the foundations of free speech. Referencing incidents like the gay horse controversy, Atkinson highlights how modern regulations can resemble scenarios once relegated to satire, such as the sketches on Not the 9 O'Clock News. The irony, he notes, is that the comedic exaggerations of past eras are now mirrored in real-life events, blurring the line between satire and reality. For Atkinson, this shift points to a troubling erosion of open discourse, where satire's role as a cultural mirror becomes all the more critical as society grapples with increasingly restrictive boundaries around free expression. Keir Starmer is navigating a delicate political tightrope as he attempts to reinforce Labour's stance on hate speech while avoiding an image of excessive authoritarianism. The issue has gained momentum with critics like Atkinson, whose advocacy for free speech has resonated widely and highlighted an underlying tension in British politics. Starmer's challenge lies in addressing legitimate concerns about hate speech's harmful impact on vulnerable communities, while also respecting the public's growing unease over restrictions that could stifle freedom of expression. This balancing act reflects a broader ideological divide within the UK. On one side, there is a call for stronger protections against hate speech to foster an inclusive society. On the other, an equally vocal segment argues that regulatory overreach could silence dissenting voices, especially those tackling contentious topics. Atkinson's message has struck a chord with many who fear that over-regulation might weaken a core tenet of democracy: the right to voice controversial opinions. For Starmer, managing this debate without alienating either side is crucial, especially as the political landscape becomes increasingly polarized. Public opinion is becoming sharper on the matter, with many citizens advocating for a middle ground where both societal protection and free speech can coexist. This issue could play a pivotal role in defining Labour's future strategy, shaping public perception, and testing Starmer's leadership as he seeks to establish a cohesive stance on one of the UK's most pressing socio-political challenges. Thank you for supporting our channel. We're committed to covering nuanced discussions on British politics and society, often overlooked in mainstream media. If you haven't yet, please like this video and subscribe for more insightful content. Stay informed, and we'll see you in the next one.